Okay, so for 7.6 practice is about proportions. So for example, we have 10 over 8 equals to 6 over 8. So now we want to solve for 8. What you would do is you cross multiply them. So I have a 10 times 8 equals to 8 times 6, which is 6a. So I have 80 equals to 6a, and then I divided by 6 on both sides. So our 8 is equals to 15. That's how you solve for 8. Okay, next. Let's try this one. n minus 10 over 8 equals to 9 over 3. Again, we cross multiply them. So when you cross multiply, always remember to put the parentheses because you don't want to forget. You're not just only multiply the n or the 10. You want 3 to multiply the whole thing. So I will have 3 times n minus 10 equals to 9 times 8. So 3n minus 10 equals to 72. You can distribute the 3 inside first, or you can divide it by n on both sides. I will just go ahead and divide it by 3 on both sides. So I have n minus 10 equals to 24. And then you add 10 on both sides. I have n equals to 34. So that's proportion. Basically, you're just trying to use the cross multiply. Okay, so what about x minus 5 over 4 equals to negative 3 over x plus 3? Since there's equal sign, what you do is you cross multiply them. So I have x minus 5 times x plus 3 equals to negative 12. And then I simplify the function. I have x squared minus 2x plus minus 15. You FOIL it. And then this is equals to negative 12. Okay, so now how do you solve for x? Remember, the first step is we want to set the equation equals to 0. So we add negative 12 on both sides. No, I mean, we add 12 on both sides. So with negative 3 equals to 0. And then after we set the equation equals to 0, we try to factor it out. So we use the AC method. We have x minus 3 times x minus 1, which is equals to 0. So our x equals to 3 or x equals to 1. Oh, this is plus 1, sorry. So x is equals to negative 1. So please try to practice it by yourself, not just listen through the whole answer. It's really good to practice more about this. Okay, let's do some word problem. I know that we're not a big friend of word problem. I'm going to pause the video and write down the word problem so we don't waste time on recording. So this is the question. So Kylie trying to reduce the size of painting to the height of 1.3 inches. What is the new width of it? If it was originally 5.2 in tall and 10, where is the 10? It's here. Let me write this down. And 10 inches in width. So what you do, the proportion problem is you need to write down the proportion corresponding to what? You can do, there's 2 ways to set up the equation. They will end up to have the same answer. You can either set up, is that here? Oh. equals to 2.5. Okay, so another way to do it is, it's the same. The idea is the same. Is you want the tall should be the same proportion as the width. So that means you want the original tall, the original height. Oh my God. The original height over the new height equals to the original width over the new width. Okay, so the original height is 5.2, and then the new height is 1.3, which is equals to the original width is 10, and then the new height is x. So when you cross multiply, you will have what? 13 equals to 5.2. Oh, it's the same. 13 equals to 5.2 x. And then x is equals to 2.5. So there are two ways to set up the equation. Let's do another two examples. I know that usually we don't like these proportional, not proportional, the worthy problem. I'm going to write down another worthy problem. Hopefully this time it's not going to missing. So here's the question. So Sarah works 10 hours more than Josh. If Sarah works 7 hours for every 2 hours Josh worked, how long did they work together? So first of all, you need to understand the first sentences means what. The first sentences means, in reality, Sarah worked 10 hours more than Josh. Let's say we don't know how many hours Josh worked. Let's say Josh works X hour. So Sarah worked 10 more hours than Josh. So that means Sarah is 10 plus X, or X plus 10. That's how many hours that Sarah worked. So these second sentences is, ideally, Sarah works 7 hours for every 2 hours that Josh worked. So that means we used ideally situation versus, or the proportion equals to the realistic situation, right? So ideally, how much Sarah works over ideally how much Josh worked. The proportion equals to, in realistic, how long did Sarah work, and in realistic, how much Josh worked. That's how you set up for it. So ideally, Sarah works 7 hours, and ideally, Josh worked 2 hours, right? And then, but in reality, Sarah works X plus 10, whereas Josh works X. So that's the proportion. We have 7 over 2 equals to X plus 10 over X. Now we solve for X by cross multiply. We have 7X equals to 2 times X plus 10. Now we simplify it. We have 7x equals to 2x plus 10, and then we try to solve for x by subtracting 2x on both sides. We have 5x equals to 10, so x equals to 2. So x equals to 2 is how much Josh worked. Oh, I'm sorry. I made a mistake too. You may already caught me. So it should be 2 times 10, right? So here should be 20 instead of 10. So this is 5x equals to 20. So x is equals to 4, not 2. So that's how much Josh worked, right? But the question is ask you, how long did they each work? So we know that Josh worked 4 hours. So Sarah works 10 hours more than Josh, right? So that means Sarah works 14 hours. So this would be your answer. Not just solving x, you also need to solve x plus 10. Okay, last one. I want to do one more similar like this. Okay, so here's the question. So there is a computer service in charges $8 more than for a repair than the low-cost computer repair. If the ratio, oh my God, if the ratio of the cost is 3/6, what will be the cost for the repair at the low-cost computer repair? So there's two companies, right? We know that this one is called computer services over the low cost computer repair. There are two shop. And then they tell you that the ratio, first of all, we know that, hey, which one is more expensive? Well, the computer services is going to charge $8 more than a repair cost. Repair than the low cost. So that means the ratio should be 6/3. Okay, I know that here writes 3/6, but why do we need to do 6/3 instead of 3/6? Because the first sentence tells you that, hey, the computer services charge more. That means the bigger number should relate it to the computer services, and the smaller number should be in the denominator since the low cost. So that's why 3. So now they ask you how much would it cost. So we know that we don't know the price, right? Let's say the low cost is X. So the computer service in charge $8 more than the low cost. So that means the cost to get repair in computer service in is X plus 8. So here should be X plus 8 and here should be X. So here's our proportion. We have X plus 8 over X equals to 6/3. Cross multiply. So I have 3 times X plus 8 equals to 6X. Simplify it, we have 3X plus 24 equals to 6X. Subtract 3X on both sides. I have 24 equals to 3X divided by 3 on both sides. So I have 8 equals to X. So 8 is the cost of no cost repair, computer repair. So that means that's how much they charge you. It's $8. Okay, so that's it for the proportion problem. Let me know if you have more questions.